Let's talk about marriage. Marriage is a business. And when I told my wife that when we got married about 8 years ago, she didn't understand that fact. And I explained to her that you have to understand that marriage is like a business. And she just looked at me because when you first start out, you meet someone, you like them, you love them, and then you start having a lot of fun. You're the happiest in your life. You got all these pheromones and hormones going on that you're just tickled to death with somebody, and you're not looking at everything overall of what's happening to you. And you need to take step back and take a critical eye of the person you're with and see what they're doing and see how they react and how they want to do it, and you need to talk about it. So some of the things when you think about a business and your interaction with people, and like think about your coworkers, because this is who you're going to be with, is basically a coworker who is going to help you get things done. So one of the things you have to worry about is simply finances. And the first thing about finances is that's the best way to cause a divorce. My father always told me that finances will be the end of a marriage if you don't get it straightened out up front. So you need to have expectations of each other, of what you're going to do and what you're going to spend and how you're going to do it and what you want to do in life. And one of the things that I was impressed with, this woman had never been married and she decided to get married at 50, and she had written down like 100 questions to ask the person that she was seeing because they were talking about getting married. And she asked him all these questions, or you could do it on a Word document, have everything written down on what you want, how you feel, what you want to do. And you need to write down every single thing that you're talking about. Like if you like to get up late and you like to go to bed late, and they're opposite, you need to work these things out. So when they got done talking, this couple, she said, "Do you have any questions?" He goes, "No, I believe you've asked every single question I could have thought of, plus more." So they got married and they've been happy ever since, and it's worked out. Now, of course, that's getting married older when you're mature. Now, the other thing you have to remember when you're young, if you get married in your 20s, that's great. Get married in your 20s if that's what you want to do. But I would highly recommend that you don't have children right away if you can keep from it, and enjoy your 20s. And your 20s are your time. Go do things in your 20s. And when I say that, children, you just don't understand what children are going to do to your lives. Now, I was very lucky for myself because I was a bachelor until 30. I didn't get married till I was 30. And at 28, I decided I was tired of the bachelor life and I wanted to look around and get married. And so I did. And then everybody thought, my family, that I was going to be a permanent bachelor and not have kids. And then I got married and we did. And so I was a very good father about getting up and feeding them, changing them, uh, taking them to do things, and helping them along. So I had that done. But is your partner going to be that? And in my case, I'm going to say wife. Is your wife going to be that person? So these are some of the things that you really do need to understand, and maybe even talk to their friends, talk to her parents, and see exactly what she's like. And then you need to step back and take a look around and don't assume anything. Like, does she clean? And I'm talking about myself too. Does she clean? Does she cook? Will she help with the yard? Are you going to help inside the house? Are you going to be a cohesive unit that gets things done? And I'm more of a person that I would rather get it over with and have it done and totally out of the way. Sorry about that. The light went out. My apologies. And so anyway, um, like my boss one time told me, he goes, "I need to ask you a question." He goes, "When I send an email out at night, you either email me back with an answer or do it first thing in the morning. Why do you do that?" And I knew the reason for that question because some of his employees did not do that. That he had to write them and send them 3 emails and finally call them for the answer. And I said, "Well, I have a job to do, and you send me crap, and I'd rather get your crap out of the way so I can go do my job." And he said, "That's a very good answer." And so we all laughed about it and everything. He and I did. But that's the way you need to look at marriage is, are you going to have a helper who is going to help you get things done? And this is going to be the first of many about marriage. And I've already talked to you about becoming a millionaire, how to save. That's going to be some more of that's going to come up, and like spending money and what you do. But again, to me, I think getting married at, in your late 20s, spending 2 or 3 years together, and if you decide you want to have children, then have one. Some people are against only child. I'm an only child. My kid's mom was an only child, and I successfully, navigated through life fine. I think she's the one that had the biggest problem with it, and so we'll talk more about this. And one of the my funny story of the day is going to be this: is that her father looked at me before we got married, and he said, "I feel sorry for you," and I was just stunned, and I said, "Why?" And he goes, "Well, because her mother and I have given her every single thing she's ever wanted in her life, except one thing, which was a new car. And she always got her mom's hand me downs, which were great cars anyway." So, this is something that you need to listen, look. If they have brothers and sisters, talk to them about their wives, about them, how they act, and things like that. So, as usual, please like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment, and as always, please tell people about this channel so they can be able to become a millionaire. And I'm trying to help with marriage now, and we'll go from there. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you had a great new year. Bye bye.